Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. I am Hasham Ali Khan. Last video, two problems I have completed on estimation of working capital requirement. In this video, third and fourth, two more problems I am going to explain. So watch the video till the end, don't skip in between. So before starting the problem, I expect my viewers to have a printout of the problems, which I have given in the link under my description. Without problems, you cannot be able to understand anything. So always keep ready the problems before watching and take the screenshot of the solution of third and fourth problem. Then I'll explain all the points in detail. Now see the third problem. Problem number 3. Prepare a working capital forecast from the following information. Production during the previous year was 10 lakh units. The same level of activity is intended to be maintained during the current year. So last year 10 lakh units were produced and sold, and same thing is expected during the current year also, 10 lakh units. The expected ratios of cost of selling price are raw material are 40% of selling price. What is the selling price? We'll see further. Then direct wages are 20% of selling price. Overheads are 20% of selling price. The raw material ordinarily remain in stores for 3 months before production. The stock of raw material is 3 months. And every unit of production remains in the process. In the process means work in progress. So every unit of production remains in the process for 2 months and is assumed to be consisting of 100% material, wages and overhead. That means when the work in progress is there, the work is still going on. 100% is not completed from every angle. 100% is completed only for material. So only after applying the material, the work will get started. So here the meaning of this sentence is, in work in progress, 100% material is applied, whereas only 50% of wages and 50% of overheads are involved. Then only it will become work in progress. Otherwise, if we say 100% material, 100% labor, 100% overhead, means it is completed. It is not work in progress. It will become finished goods. So when work in progress is there, we have to make the assumption. What assumption? That the 100% material is applied, but only 50% is completed as in respect of wages and overheads. Then finished goods remain in the warehouse for 3 months. Stock of finished goods 3 months. Credit allowed by creditor is 4 months from the date of delivery of raw material, and credit given to debtors is 3 months from the date of dispatch. So we are allowing to our debtors 3-month credit period, and we are getting the credit period of 4 months from the creditors. Creditor is a liability. And the estimated balance of cash to be held 2 lakh rupees cash. Lag in payment of wages half month and lag in payment of expenses half month. Selling price is 8 rupees per unit. You are required to make a provision of 10% for contingencies except cash. Relevant information may be made. That's it. This is the complete problem. And this problem is very, very important. The method used is components method. Components of working capital. The components of working capital are current assets and current liability. Here the current assets are stock of raw material, stock of work in progress, stock of finished goods, debtors and cash balance. So 5 components under current assets and 3 components under current liabilities. That is creditors, lag in payment of wages and lag in payment of overheads. These 3 are current liabilities. That's all. So before starting calculations, first we must make some working notes. So here working note. Selling price per unit is 8 rupees given in the last paragraph. And the cost elements are given percentage of selling price. Example, raw material is given 40% of selling price. So 40% of 8 rupees, it comes to 3.20. Similarly, direct wages per unit is 20% of cost or 20% of selling price. The selling price is 8 rupees. So 20% of 8, 1.6. Overheads are 20% of selling price. 20% of 8, 1.6. So total comes to 6.40. 6.40 is the total cost per unit. That is not directly given. We have calculated in working notes. The production is 10 lakh units. That is given in the first line. Now stock of work in progress. The amount of work in progress is not given. We have to calculate every time in working notes. So for calculating WIP, we must make some assumptions. What assumption? How much percentage work has been completed, not given in the problem. So we'll make the assumption that half of the work is completed. Remaining half not yet completed. That's why it is work in progress. So for 50% completed, how to calculate the cost? We make the assumption 100% material is applied, whereas only 50% work has been done. So only 50% of wages and 50% of overheads we will take. So how to calculate stock of WIP? Raw material. In 1 year, how many units we are making? 10 lakh units. That is the production. So 10 lakh units into the material cost per unit. Here material cost per unit is 3 rupees 20 paisa. So 10 lakh into 3.20. This is for 1 year material. If you multiply 10 lakh units and each unit raw material 3.20, you get 1 year raw material. But raw material are held in stock only for 3 months. So 2 months. So 2 by 12. 2 by 12. In work in progress. In work in progress, the duration is 2 months given in the problem. Every unit of production remains in the process for 2 months. So this raw material is in for 2 months. So 2 by 12 into 100%. Because we assume 100% material is applied in WIP. So if you multiply, you'll get 5,33,333. Now direct wages. We assume direct wages only 50%, not 100%. So 10 lakh units into 1 rupee 60 paisa are the wages per unit into 2 by 12 because work in progress is 2 months. 2 by 12 into 50%. Half wages are paid. Multiply 1,33,333. Overheads 10 lakh units into 1.60 per unit. Here we have calculated overheads are 1.6 into again 2 months process 2 by 12 into 50%. 1,33,333. To make it a round figure, I have taken 334. Actually, we are getting 333, but to make it a round figure, I have taken 334. If you add up all the three, you are getting 8 lakh. This is a stock of work in progress. Not given in the problem, we have calculated. Every time in the coming problems, we have to calculate stock of work in progress in working note. Next, debtors are calculated at cost and not at the selling price. The selling price includes profit. Profit may or may not be a source of working capital. Another assumption. When we sell the goods to debtors, we sell at selling price and selling price includes profit. But we are not sure whether profit is a source of working capital or not because sometimes profit will be withdrawn by the owner. Withdrawn from the business. In that case, it is not available for working capital. So we'll make the assumption that debtors will be calculated not at the selling price but at the cost. That is one of the assumptions. Now, estimation of working capital requirement. Statement showing working capital requirement. So first we'll take current assets. Stock of raw material. How many months raw material is kept in the stock? It is given in the problem. The raw material ordinarily remains in stores for 3 months before production. 3 months is the duration. So how many units we are making the production? 10 lakh. So 10 lakh units into, what is the cost per unit? 3.20 per unit material. So 10 lakh into 3.20 into how many months the material is in stores? 3 months. 3 by 2. You will get 8 lakh rupees the stock of raw material. Stock of work in progress, working note. Already we have calculated 8 lakh. Stock of finished goods. Finished goods means 100% material, wages, overhead is applied. When everything is applied, what is the cost per unit? 6 rupee 40 paisa is the cost per unit. Right? So stock of finished goods 10 lakh units into 6.4 into 3 months. It is given in the problem. Stock of finished goods. Finished goods remain in the warehouse for 3 months. 3 by 12. We'll get 16 lakh. Debtors. We are allowing 3 months time period to debtors. It is given here. 3 months from the date of dispatch. Credit given to debtor is 3 months from the date of dispatch. So 10 lakh units into 6.40 total cost per unit into 3 by 12, 16 lakh. Lastly, cash balance. Cash balance is given. The estimated balance in cash to be held 2 lakh. The total current assets comes to 50 lakh. Now current liabilities. Creditors. How much credit period creditors are allowing to us? 4 months given in the problem. So 10 lakh units into raw material cost is 3 rupee 20 paisa into 4 by 12, 10 lakh 66,667. Now lag in payment of wages. Lag in payment of wages means delay in payment of wages. So how much delay we are making? How much are the outstanding wages? Lag in payment of wages half month, 0.5 by 12. Half month ka matlab 0.5 by 12. So 10 lakh into 1.60 is the wages per unit into 0.5 by 12, 66,667. Similarly, lag in payment of expenses, that is also given. Lag in payment of expenses half month. So 0.5 by 12, same. 10 lakh into 1.6 is the overhead per unit into 0.5 by 12, 60. Take the total, you will get 12 lakh. So current assets are 50 lakh. Current liability is 12 lakh. The working capital is CA minus CL. So this 50 lakh minus 12 lakh, 38 lakh rupees is the working capital. Now, one point is given in the last sentence. You are required to make a provision of 10% for contingencies except cash. How much is the cash here? 2 lakh. Remove cash 2 lakh. If you remove 2 lakh, it will become 48 lakh. So 48 minus 12. 48 minus 12, you'll get 36. So 36 lakh into 10%, you'll get 3,60,000 is 10% for contingencies, emergency. We have to keep. If it is not given in the problem, no need. Our answer will be finished at working capital requirement here itself. But in this problem specifically given, make 10% for contingencies. So 10% of 36 lakh, 3 lakhs. So after adding up, we are getting 41,60,000. This is the working capital required. Each and every point I have explained in detail. Remember, this problem is very, very important. Now, fourth problem I am going to explain you. AB Limited provide the following particulars relating to its working per unit. Raw material cost per unit 84, direct labor 36, overhead 36, total cost 156. Then profit 44, selling price 200. We don't require profit, we don't require selling price for calculating working capital. We need only the cost. Raw material cost 84, direct labor 36, overhead 36, total cost 156. That's what we require. Next, average amount of backup stock. Raw material 1 month. Stock of raw material in the stores is 1 month material. Work in progress 50% completes. Exactly, it is given in the problem. Half of the work is completed. So again in working note we have to write stock of WIP. It is assumed that half of the work is completed. So we take 100% of material, but only 50% of labor and overheads. Then finished goods 1 month. Credit allowed by supplier. These are creditors. Creditors are allowing us a credit period of 1 month. And credit allowed to customers is 2 months. Debtors. Customers means debtors. And the suppliers means creditors. So we are allowing 2 months credit to our customers. Average time lag in payment. Wages half month. Outstanding wages. Lag in payment of wages half month. 0.5 by 12. Overhead expenses 1.5 month. 1.5 by 12. Outstanding expenses. Required cash in hand is 3 lakh. Directly we will take 3 lakh. 25% of the output is sold for cash. That means all the goods are not sold on credit. Only 75% of goods are sold on credit. 25% are sold for cash. So while calculating debtors, we should take only 75% of sales. Then for an expected annual sale of 1 lakh units, work out the working capital requirement assuming that production is carried on evenly throughout the year and wages and overheads accrue similarly. The level of activity is 1 lakh units. We have to make the working capital requirement for 1 lakh units. First of all, working note. Stock of WIP. It is assumed that 100% material is applied but only 50% work completed. So we take 100% of material but only 50% of labor and overheads. I told you, work in progress, we have to write the assumption in examination. On what assumption basis you are calculating work in progress, WIP. So here, raw material. How many units we are intending to produce? 1 lakh given in the problem. 1 lakh units into, what is the raw material cost per unit? 84 rupees. So 1 lakh into 84. How much is the duration of work in progress? Half month given in the problem. So 0.5 by 12 into 100% material is applied. That is our assumption here. Into 100%. 3,50,000 is the material in work in progress. Now labor. 1 lakh units into 36 rupees is the labor cost per unit. Into 0.5 by 12, half month is work in progress. Into 50%. Because we assume only half of the labor is applied in WIP. So 75,000. Overheads. 1 lakh units into 36 rupees is the cost of overheads per unit. Overhead per unit 36 into 0.5 by 12 into 50%. Half. 70. So total stock of WIP is 5 lakh. In working note we have calculated. Now estimation of working capital requirement. Current assets. Stock of raw material. 1 lakh units. Each unit raw material cost 84 rupees. 1 month is the period of stock of raw material. Raw material are held in stock for a period of 1 month. So 1 by 12. It comes to 7 lakh. Stock of WIP, just now we have calculated 5 lakh. Stock of finished goods. Finished goods means 100% material, 100% labor, 100% overhead. So what is the total cost per unit? It is given in the problem. The total cost per unit is 156. So for finished goods, we will take 1 lakh into 156 into 1 by 12. Finished goods are held in stock for 1 month. So 1 by 12. 13 lakh. Debtors. Customers. So 1 lakh into 156. The total cost per unit is 156. Into how much time period we are allowing to customers? 2 months. It is given in the problem. 2 by 12. Into 75%. Previous problem it was not there. So we assume all the sales are on credit. But in this problem it is given 25% of sales are cash sales. So 75% sales are credit sales. So 75% I am taking. 1 lakh into 56 into 2 by 12 into 75%, 19 lakh 50,000. That is the data. Now cash in hand and at bank 3 lakh. That is directly given in the problem. That's all. Take the total of current assets, it comes to 47 lakh 50,000. Now we take current liability. Creditors. How much credit period allowed by suppliers? It is given 1 month. 1 month is the credit period allowed by supplier, creditor for material purchase. So 1 lakh into 84 rupees is the material cost into 1 by 12, 7 lakh creditors. Lag in payment of wages, 1 lakh into 36 rupees per unit of wages into 0.5 by 12. It is given lag in payment of wages is half month, 0.5 by 12, 1 lakh 50,000. Lag in payment of overheads, that is 1 lakh into 36 into 1.5 by 12, 1.5 month it is given. 1.5 month ka matlab 1.5 by 12, 4 lakh 50,000. Take the total, current liabilities are 13 lakhs. Now working capital is CA minus CL. So 47 lakh 50,000 minus 30 lakh, 34 lakh 50,000 is the working capital required. So in this problem, in this video, 2 problems I have completed, that is 3rd and 4th. Each and every point I have explained you in detail. These problems are very, very important. So give more concentration, be alert. and be confident on these type of problems. I am putting my 100% to explain you. Inshallah, we will continue the next problem in the next video.